Hello, everyone. We are back in our routine, the routine of being live almost every day. For quite some time, I was not able to do that for various reasons, and I know you know them. As you know that we had a short vacation, but also at the same time, we got sick. So now I'm very much better, over 95%. I can say I'm doing very well. So I'm back into the routine of doing live stream every day, being here to respond to questions you may have. For that particular case, I welcome you, everyone, to this live stream. And in this live stream, we are going to tackle various questions and any updates we may have, or any questions you might have. Today, I don't have a specific topic to go through, but only to respond to, to various questions you may have. So welcome. I see Tim McPherson is here already. Kevo from Nairobi, thank you so much. Omari, Jambo Mkuu, Jambo. Mwangi, I know you are in Kenya. For all those who are in Kenya, or who are in, either you are in Kenya, or you are in Tanzania, or you are in Burundi, speak Swahili is you are, or you know Swahili, I advise you to go to the Swahili channel and be able to subscribe. I've put the link on the comment here. That is something you'll be able to do that. For those who speak Swahili, please join to that particular channel. I've done a lot of interviews in that particular channel. You go to youtube.com/EBM Swahili, you'll be able to get that. So let's go to, thank you so much, Emstein. I will be responding to various questions. Messi, thank you so much. Jeremiah from Liberia. Mwangi was saying, EBM, hope you are doing fine with your family. Myself, I'm very, very much fine, over 95%. I'm very good, but only my wife is still very sick with a very slow recovery yet because she has other medical conditions. Okay, let me start responding to various questions. Let me connect. Okay, just want to make sure that you can be able to get it clearly. Okay, the first question is from Tim McPherson. The question is, why is the May 2021 visa bulletin isn't out yet? So, various things I want to explain to you about the visa bulletin and how does it work. Number one, we saw the April visa bulletin. If you go to the April visa bulletin, underneath, inside the April visa bulletin, there is already the visa bulletin numbers for May. So when the May comes, they are going to put the May, which is already there. We know the numbers. And also they put some for June. So usual, so that is a very simple. I can simply say that the visa bulletin is not out yet. It will be out. Usually it is out. Even if it comes out now, go right now to see the April visa bulletin. You will see the numbers for May. They are there already. But when the May comes, it will go to which is already put there, and they're going to add it for the next month in June. So usual, they says April visa bulletin, but inside the visa bulletin of April, there will be a May number. So that's why it is already there. But it will be coming out. It comes out up to the 10th of the month. That is when the bulletin will be out. So stay tuned. It will be out soon. Okay, thank you, son. Thank you so much. Okay. from Cameroon, everyone from South Africa now. When will the DV Lottery 2021 interview start? It has started. The point is, it depends on country to country. There are certain countries that have started interviews. There are certain countries the interviews haven't started. But the DV 2021 interviews have started already. Rosie, you say hi, EBM. How are you? Watching from Addis Ababa. Thank you so much. Someone from Cape Town, Axel from Cape Town. Thank you so much. I'm doing very fine. Okay, let's go to the question. From Jose, or Jose, I don't know how you pronounce your name, but the question you are having is, hello EBM, I'm DV 2022 winner with the case number 33,500 something from Ghana. Please, when do you think I will receive mail requesting for the supporting documents and the second notification letter? I wanted to answer this one a little bit in detail because people have been waiting for this one. Couple of things, let's understand. The May visa bulletin will have up to 34,000 number. So in June, 35,000. So for 30, your number is 33,000. So your case number is on the visa bulletin of May. But I've been telling people at the moment, don't be too much obsessed with the exactly month of the visa bulletin. Why? The visa bulletin have been given or coming out for the DV 2021 since the first day of the fiscal year of 2021. And per government, the fiscal year starts on October 1st. The interviews were supposed to start on October 1st last year in 2020. But because of the immigration suspension, interviews were not conducted. So for that particular case, the visa bulletin were coming out for October, November, December, January, February, March, April, but no one was interviewed. No one was interviewed at all. So for that particular case, even if you get currently, let's say today we ask for documents, you are not going to be interviewed right now because there are people for October, there are people for November, there are people for December, January, February, March. They were not interviewed. So those people have to be interviewed first. So if you say, when do you expect the second notification? The second notification for your case, it will be around maybe June to get the letter for interview in July or August, maybe. Because they have to interview people who are impending, people who are supposed to be interviewed before you. Yes, the visa bulletin is there, but the visa bulletin sometimes doesn't work properly for this particular DV 2021 because there was a big effect of the immigration suspension. People are not interviewed. So we can speculate when they need documents. Documents they can ask anytime. They can ask even beginning of next month. They can ask the documents. But the second notification or your interview, let's say your interview will be, because someone with a 33,000 number, usually that person, if there are no immigration suspension, assuming there was no immigration suspension, you were supposed to be interviewed in May. So because you were supposed to be interviewed in May and there is that's a delay, so just assume it will be further. It will be maybe in July or August, your interview. So you can have the request for the documents in May or in June. They can ask for the documents when you'll be able to be going for the interview. So they can ask you for the documents and then they can send the second notification letter, which has the interview schedule date. Thank you so much, Branche, Isaiah, Isa. Hi, EBM, watching from Dubai. Quick recovery for your wife. Thank you so much. There is another question. This question comes from Rachel Thomas. The question is, if I win a green card lottery and my kids and I are already have the visitor's visa, Does that affect anything? No, it doesn't affect anything. Let's say you have a visitor's visa to come to America. Visitor's visa, you plan to come to stay in America for 1 month. Let's say currently you have a visitor's visa to come in June. The results came out. The results are coming out on May 8th. You have won. When the results are out, you are not going to the interview that day. It doesn't affect you. Let's say your number is case number, your 20,000 number. So if you look 20,000 number, your interview will be maybe in March 2022. So you can travel, come to visit in the US, and go back to your country, whatever country you are from. You can go back and do the interview in your own country. So it doesn't affect anything if you have the visitor's visa and you want to come to visit, because visitor's visa is a temporary visa. You come to America to stay for a certain time. But let's say you are a student or you are a visitor's visa. Assume that visa is valid for 1 year. And while you are in US, you have won. You can process adjustment of status while you are in the United States. Just like the people who are students who are here, people who are researchers are here. If you win the DV lottery while you are in the US, you have the option either to do the adjustment of status, processing everything while you are in the United States, or you can go outside the US and process to come here again through that way. If you, in that particular way, if you want to process while you are inside the United States, you fill different forms called the adjustment of status form, immigration form number I-485. But if you want to do outside the United States, you fill the form DSC 260, because that one is the form you go to the visa consular officer at the US embassy to process to come here. So that is the difference. If you are outside, you fill a different form. If you are inside the United States, you fill a different form. Usually I tell the advice people, depends on what you like or what you are. But if you are all your family there, you are here, you can process while you are here. As long as, remember, you don't, if you come to visit here, be here legally and don't overstay. If you overstay and you have won the DV lottery, they have the right to deny you the DV lottery because you are here illegally. You have overstayed, you have become illegal. So if you have a visitor's visa, you want to stay here and process while you are here, make sure the duration of processing, you are legally to be here in the United States. That will be you in a safe side, not to lose that opportunity. I know like 3 people who have won the DV lottery and they are here illegally, they overstayed and they were denied their visas because of that. We wish her a speedy recovery. Thank you so much. Okay, there is a question from Jacob Osale. The question is, hello EBM, is there any still hope and any chance for someone with a case number 58,000 number, AF for Africa, and AF 81,000? Can they still expect something even when Africa will be current? Kindly waiting for your response. In the coming days, I want to make first of all a video to explain in detail. I made a video about the quick status, whether the increase of case now, the visas from 55,000 to 80,000. That is a big one discussion. But I wanted to bring another video to explain in detail about President Joe Biden's promises on immigration and what things so far he has done and what things he is not doing so far, and why there is a very big turn of events. Overall, is like this way. Someone with 58,000 at the current pace, at the current situation of 55,000 visas to be issued, that person might have a big chance of being interviewed. someone from Africa with 58,000. Why? Because there are so many people don't check the results at all. There are so many people, they don't, maybe they are dead or they're out of the network, they do not know whether the results they are there, or someone who filled the form for them doesn't even remember anything. So that is over. So, or someone forgot the confirmation number and doesn't have the email, cannot access. So there are those number of people who have won, will not process. There are people who will be denied the visa because of not meeting education requirement or not meeting the work experience. There are people who will be denied the visa because they say they don't have children and they won or they win, then they are going to add children, or they say they are not married. While they are married, they bring their spouse, they are going to be denied the visas. So there will be so many people who will be denied the visa for various reasons. So for that particular case, someone with 58,000 will have a chance to be interviewed. Unfortunately, good thing, now there is no travel ban, which usually had also a lot of people from Africa under the travel ban, but it's not there. So you have to depend on those other factors, people to be denied. Someone with 81,000 number, that is still a very tough waiting. Why? Is because in order for that to happen, you have to pray for the increase of the number from 55,000 to 80,000 visas to be able to happen for Africa, or just overall. But that one, as I said, now there is a very big chance it is not going to happen soon. Why? Because politicians are politicians. They can say anything in order to join or to win the election. Right now, if you have been following the Congress, you find AOC, that Congress, there are so many Democratic are now against Joe Biden because he promised so many things and he doesn't do those kind of things. Within Democratic Party, people are upset with him. One among the things was, for instance, he said he's going to increase the cap for the refugees from 15,000 to 60,000. What did he do? He said it's remained to be 15,000. So the question was asked, why is it you aren't going to increase? They said it's impossible to have that big number. It was just political campaign. So that is number one. I'm giving an example. For instance, on the first day, he made the executive order to stop the building of the of the wall or the fence. Okay, that one caused a lot of labor, millions and millions and so many things. Now everybody's running from Latin America coming to America. There is a very big border crisis at the moment. What did he do? He made a return. They have to go back. They already ordered the possibility of continuing to build the wall. Something during the election, you said no. During the election, Democrats was against what they call putting the children into, or minors into, what they call the cages. Where are they now? They are still in the same cages, more than the capacity. So the point is, I'm trying to explain, there are certain things are political, there are certain things that are the actual things happening. So what is the trend is going on? The possibility of 80,000 increase, that is not going to happen soon, what I see, because there is a limitation of how many things you can take to the Congress, especially in the Senate, to be passed by what we call the simple majority vote, where you need just 51 votes. So they have done that with the stimulus, which was almost 2 trillion. They're going to put another 2.something trillion on infrastructure bill. So you cannot pass everything through budget reconciliation process. And so far, the immigration bill is not in infrastructure. So it has to get 60 votes. When are you going to get 10 votes from Republican? It is not going to happen in any time soon. So that is a big challenge among the politicians. When you promise something, then it's not going to happen. So there is a big challenge within the Democratic Party, whether what on the Biden promised and what is currently doing in immigration and also other topics or other issues which are going on. So I don't know if you'll be having the chance for 81,000. is very, very tough call, I can simply say. I don't want to give you a hopes up. And especially with the pandemic at this time, with the visas going that slow, I don't know if they'll be able to reach that number. Okay, let's go to another question. When will Kenya start interviewing? I do not know when Kenya will start interviewing, but remember, they will start interviewing when Kenyatta stops the because now you are in lockdown in Nairobi and the embassy is in Nairobi. So you have to know that they are not assuming that everybody in Kenya lives in Nairobi. So let's say if you live in Kisumu, how are you coming to Nairobi to do the interview? So I don't know. So the local pandemic restrictions in the countries will determine when they will start doing the interviews. Patrick Wilson, 44, you say, hi, sir. Thank you, God. You look good today. I pray to God next month I will be one among the winners in Jesus' name. Amen to that. Rosie, you are giving a good update. Is it true that the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi has started accepting the interviews? I have seen someone share a tweet. I can simply say yes, they have started, but still, again, it depends on the lockdown or restrictions by the government. Why am I saying that way? Because there are two things people have to understand. The U.S. Embassy in a particular country doesn't schedule interviews. No. The DV lottery interviews are scheduled by KCC, are not scheduled by the local embassy. KCC emails you as the winner that you have won the DV lottery. Everything's good to go. We have seen your documents. This is the second notification letter. Your interview date is, maybe I'm giving you an example, is 15th or is it 20th or 25th of April, let's say. So when they send that date, that information comes to you and it goes to the embassy. So the schedule of the interviews are not scheduled by the local embassies. After the KCC send that one, it's your responsibility to go to start doing the medical and processing the interview. But if the local government, the government of the country, says no one is supposed to move, to have any movement of this kind, the embassy, local embassy, will tell you that we are not interviewing people at the moment because of the lockdown restrictions which are in that particular country. So at the moment, yes, people with interviews, they can be interviewed as normal, unless otherwise those people who have the second notification in Kenya, maybe they have been told not to do the interview, but the interviews will be there as normal. As the directives from the Department of State is the priority will be green card, whether it will be green card by lottery, green card by family, green card by work, or fiancé visa. All those are the priority at the moment. The visas which are not a priority are non-immigrant visas, unless otherwise is emergency visa. That is when you can be able to do that. But apart from that, yes, the embassy in Kenya, and almost all embassies, very few embassies, they are not doing the interview. But another thing you need to know is the interviews are scheduled basing on the case number. Let's say the winners of the V lottery in Kenya, let's say the first person in Kenya with the lowest case number is 5,000. Obviously, that person is not going to be scheduled the interview at the moment. The interview basing on the smallest case number going to higher. So what if the case number 10001 in Africa was in Algeria? Then the second person, let's say the number 2 was in Congo. Another person, so if the Kenya was 3,000, was the first person, that means they don't get the interview right away. So the interview to be scheduled depending on your case number, not the government of Kenya to say, okay, now we are scheduling the interview for people in Kenya. No, the interviews are scheduled based on the case number. the smallest case number going to the higher case number. So if the smallest case number are in Kenya, yes, they will have an interview. If they're in Uganda, they will have interview. If they're in Malawi, they will have interview. If they're in South Africa, they will get the interview in South Africa. So that is how it is. But it's not like the embassy is going to specifically say, okay, now we are making the interviews for people in Ghana. No. To be interviewed for the DV lottery in Ghana will depend on how many people in Ghana have the smallest or lowercase numbers, and those numbers have been scheduled by KCC to have the interviews on those specified dates. Thank you so much, Obegi. Okay. Thank you so much, Patrick. Is this form I-134 still needed? No, not needed. Okay, the question is, can people do their interview in consulate or only in embassies? Guli, that is a very good question. Most of the countries, they have embassies. Some of the countries, they have embassies and consulates. There is a little difference between the two. For instance, I'm giving an example. If you go to Mexico, they have US embassy in Mexico City. Then they have consulate in Tijuana. So in that particular case, most of the interviews they might say you have to do in the embassy. In the countries where they have embassies and consulates, most likely they'll be doing in the embassies. Very few times they might allow to do both in embassies and in consulates. So that's why when they give the directives, where should you go for, when the directives they're given for both embassies and consulates. So consulates are also allowed to do the DV lottery interviews. But so when you are going to schedule the interview on the DS260, there is a place where you do the interview. For instance, if you go, let's say you are from Mexico, then it will give you two locations. I'm giving an example. Maybe Tijuana and the Mexico City, where the Mexico City is the embassy, Tijuana is consulate. You are able to choose either of the two. But if most of the countries, they have only one location where the embassy is, that is where you are going to be able to do your interview. So the decision is already done for you when you are choosing the location. You choose the country, and in the country, there will be a location of the cities where they are able to do the interviews. But in most countries, they have just embassies. They don't have embassy and consulate. There are few countries, they have both, or they have just consulates. Okay, there is another question. The question comes from Emmanuel Osei Owusu. The question is, thank you, EBM. Please, when does the selection process begin? The selection of the lottery winners. That's question number one. Question number two, do they do in some weeks after the registration or on the May 8th, the day of the results, of the publication of the results? Thank you so much for your time. So there are 2 or 3 questions in this one, and I'm going to respond to all. Let me start with the question number 1. To be honest, I do not know when the selection process starts and when the selection process ends. But the selection process is not done in May. May 8th is the publication. So they're not doing that day and then they're going to publish. It might be after November, after the deadline ends, the selection process might start. Why it has to start after that? Because you are already in the new fiscal year. So the selection process, the first process on the selection is first of all to determine which people are supposed to have automatic knockout, to be eliminated even before being in the pool of the selection. Meaning, when you apply, do you have the white background? If you don't have the white background, you were eliminated. When you apply, did you wear glasses? If you wear the glasses, you were eliminated. When you apply, they say you don't need to have a shadow. You have that one. So there are people are going to be eliminated direct because of the failure to follow instructions. There are people who will be going to be eliminated because they have applied it twice. More than one application, the duplicate application, it means you are going to be eliminated. That is something you need to understand. What does that mean? So that is something very, very important for you to understand. Why is it very important for you to understand? Because it helps you to know that there are people who are going to be not going to be even added into the selection pool. So once they eliminate all those people, then the selection process starts. The selection process is going to start is to determine the percentage of each continent or each region, and then they're going to do the random selection. So the second process of the random selection is not the toughest one. The toughest one is to eliminate people who don't meet the qualifications. So that is when the selection is starting. My belief will be is starting right after the lottery ends. So the process starts from there. But it is not on May 8th, on the day of the publication. And once the results are out, you can start filling the DSC 260 on the same day or any day after that. So that is what I can simply answer on that particular one, so that you can be able to know when does it start. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. If you want to pray, you need to continue to pray. Yes, you can say the decision has already been made, but you do not know, but you have to continue praying and hoping that will be one among the winners. But up to now, the selection has already been done. What remains is just to, they're put into the system. What remains is just to put the button, release. That's what remained at the moment. Okay. Why are the DV lottery interviews for selectees in Uganda are conducted in Kenya, yet also Uganda has American embassy? Basically, I do not know why, but all the immigrant visa, even if it will be the visa by marriage, is conducted in Kenya. I don't know why in Uganda they have to do in Kenya. I don't know why they do that. Because Uganda is a full embassy, like in Kenya. I don't know why they decide to do that. There are some of the countries, they have to do their interviews in one of the places. That makes a lot of another expenses for people to go from Uganda to Kenya. Thank you so much, Martha from Zambia. Rebecca, you say, up to now, I've not got my first notification. My first notification. What can I do in my case number? I don't understand. The first notification is that you have won the DV lottery. Second notification is the interview date. But if you haven't, you are talking about receiving the email that submitted the documents. That is a different story. That is not a notification. They will send that one depending on the case number. Hi, EBM. Thank you for the great job here. My case number happens to be 9,000 and I haven't received the second newsletter. What might be wrong? Nothing wrong. As I said, just assume, go to the normal visa bulletin. In the normal visa bulletin, someone with the 9,000, your interview was supposed to be around January. Because if you go to October last year, it was up to 2,000. Then November, then December. So around 9,000, your interview was supposed to be in January, right? So in a normal way, so when the interview starts, the interview is supposed to start, let's say, in the 1st of April. Add 3 months on top of that, because you were supposed to be the 3rd or 4th month. So your interview was supposed to be in January, but the interview now started in mid of March. So mid of March, that is the 1st month. Then the 2nd month is April. May is the other month. So your interview will be like to be in June. So don't assume that 9,000, my interview was supposed to be in January. Why I haven't received it up to now? Because no one was interviewed by January. So add the new month, the same rate. If your interview was supposed to be in January, what was the month? Was the 4th month of the interview. So when the day the interview started, add 3 to 4 months. That will be your interview date. So your interview will be end of May or June. Yes, someone with 29,000 will be interviewed. The only thing you have to hope is few things. Number one is your country not to have too much restrictions on the pandemic to allow U.S. embassy to operate. Number two, to be in a position, there's a possibility maybe the U.S. embassy or the Department of State to allow to do interview online instead of being direct on site. Has the bill, Silva, you ask, has the bill to increase the visas from 50,000 to 80,000 been passed? No, it hasn't even been in the discussion. Now it is on the Judicial Committee. It hasn't been even into the floor for discussion. No yet. And will it be implemented for the DV 2022? It will be implemented the day it is passed. So if they pass before October, that means for DV 2021, it will be applicable. If it is going to be passed after October, it will be applicable for DV 2022. So the date is going to be signed on the same day, the day it is going to start. My documents have been received by KCC, that is from Emmanuel Subboy, since January, but I've not received the second notification letter. The second notification, they will tell you when the interview is nearby your time. That's when they are going to send to you. They're not going to send you your interview, for instance, today, the second letter today, until your interview is September. Usually they tell you when is at least 4 to 6 weeks before your interview date. Hi, it is me, Jama from Somalia. Thanks, EBM, for helping your people in Africa. My question is about how much will it take for me to make my first appointment after completing the DSC 260 form? How much you're asking in terms of the money, or how much in terms of what? If you're the money, or you are talking about the time, I do not know, you can clarify. But if you're talking about the money or about the time, the question will be different. So if you can clarify, and I can be able to answer correctly. There is this question, and the question comes from Marcus L. Kaz. The question is, what should I do next moment I notice I have won the DV lottery? Do I have to wait for anything like email, or what next? Thank you, EBM, for your updates. That's a very good question. What do you need to do right after knowing that you have won the DV lottery? There are a few things you need to do. The next process, there is no any email that will send it to you that you have won the DV lottery. When you go to check the results on May 8 or May 9, May 10th, whatever you check the results, you use to check the results using the following information. Using your last name, year of birth, and the confirmation number. If you have won, it will write to you, your end has been selected, and congratulations, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then you will be able to see the PDF document, a PDF letter. That is called the first notification letter. That means you have won the DV lottery. In that letter, they will have the case number. So when you say the case number is different from confirmation number. Confirmation number you use it for applying. Once you apply and you use that confirmation number to check the results. Once the results are out, you have won, you will see the case number 2022 AF AS 000 blah 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 blah, then the number. That is the case number. What next? The next process, don't wait, there is no email. Nobody sends you the email. The next process is for you to fill the form DS-260. Department of State form number 260, which is the visa form. In order to fill that visa form, if you are married, let's say you applied alone, you applied and so you are married, a US many applicant, and your spouse doesn't have passport, you have to get the passport for your spouse. You have to get the passport for your children, because those are the people accompanying you to come with you in America. They also needed to have their visas to come to America. That's number one. Let's say you are single and your passport is valid, or you use the temporary passport, you need to get the actual passport. So the first thing, make sure that you have the passport which hasn't expired, either you and your dependents. Then you need to find the address of where you'll be able to stay in America, because that will be the question in the DS-260. You can start filling the DS-260 form. You fill some, sign out. You can come sign in later and continue. So when you sign out, it serves your work. You come in, you go and continue. Don't rush to fill that form. Many people, they want to fill that form today and finish today. It doesn't help you. You'll be stressed out with so many mistakes, and you end up going to be asking, okay, what can we do again? You are going to be asking to go and unlock again and add some information. So don't rush. Fill the form correctly, especially on the education and work experience. The form is very, very long, and fill correctly that form, including having the address of the place you'll be staying in America. Once you finish, sign out, sign in or print out, go through, or ask someone to look at it if you have any mistake. If there is no any mistake, then go ahead and submit. If you are engaged, you want to come with your spouse, get married first before you submit that DS-260. Don't say, let me come to America and then I'll marry my fiancé later. Because the process of bringing someone else later, your wife, will be a complicated process. To bring your husband later will be a very complicated process. So process, if you want to get married right now, once you are going to fill the form so that you can come here as husband and wife. So that is the next process, to fill the DS-260, and from there you'll be able to wait for the time to be asked for the documents, and then to wait for the second notification letter, which will be to receive the email for the interview schedule date. Those are what you need to do right after winning. Don't start selling anything. Don't start saying goodbye to anybody that you are going to America. Even on the letter of winning, they told you they have selected more people than required because there are so many people to be denied the visa. So don't get too excited. Make announcement everywhere. You never know. There is, okay. Hi, EBM. God is love. We say, hi, sir. Good morning. I'm the V winner 2021. I already submitted in March 23. In March 23, but still I don't receive in my email from KCC. You can wait, and if you think that it has passed over maybe 6 weeks, you can email them back to ask what is going on. How are you, Maria? Jennifer Muli, what's going on with the U.S. Embassy in Kenya? No one has been interviewed by now. Two things. Number one, depends How many people in Kenya, they have their case number is less than 5,000? That is the question to ask yourself, because their interviews are scheduled based on the case number. How many in Kenya? Maybe there are 2,000 number. From 1 to 2,000 in Kenya. Very few. You have to know that. They are going to interview based on the case number from KCC. KCC is the one in charge, not the Kenyan embassy. Mimo Sakura Herosa, if I win the DV lottery, what are the next steps to do? I've already answered a few seconds ago. Kwabena, you are asking, I have a work experience in graphic design. Will I get the visa, please? It depends. I cannot say yes or no. This is the question I usually tell you. You have to ask yourself, you have experience in graphic design. You are working on your own from your computer at home, or you are working with a big company. What training do you have? So I cannot say, yes, you are going to get it. Because you might be, maybe you watch videos on YouTube and you just do on your own graphic design, making just business cards and logos for your friends. But are you working in a company? Or if you are doing on your own, at what magnitude? So you cannot say, because I have experience, what education do you have? What training do you have? How many people are pre-selected for this year, DV? This year, you mean DV 2021 or DV 2022? DV 2022, they haven't decided because the results are not out. We'll know on May. But for those who have won DV 2021, it was 133,000 people. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, I do Chris Ado Williams. I do lottery this year, and I'm from UK. I don't have to stay, but I'm here. Integrate. They will allow me to interview here. Okay, I don't understand your question, Chris, but if you are in England, you want to process while you are in England, you can do that. On the DSC 260, on the location of the interview, you'll put it the London. That is what you need to do. Prince Cody, my case number is 16,000, and I'm waiting for the second notification letter for the interview, but my interview will be in Madrid, Spain. I do not know is the travel suspension will affect my interview. The travel suspension doesn't affect your interview, but for you to travel from Madrid to US will be affected. The interview, once you are given the interview, you'll be interviewed as normal. But you travel from Spain or from Schengen to US, that's a different story. That is when the suspension doesn't affect you from being interviewed. Does that make sense? Because once you get the visa, you have 6 months to travel. So you can do two things. Either wait until they remove the suspension, or travel from Madrid, for instance, to Dubai and stay there for 14 days, and then you travel from Dubai to US. Go to a country which doesn't have the travel ban from Schengen and stay there for 14 days, and you travel from the other country to come to US. Kevin, you're asking, what is the correct format of sending police clearance certificate of other countries you have stayed for 6 months? The correct format of sending, I don't understand. You communicate with the police. For instance, you stayed in Oman. You communicate with Oman. Oman will give you the police clearance. Then it's you who sends that police clearance to KCC. How do you communicate with Oman or the country you stayed? That's up to you. Whether you travel back, whether you talk to the embassy, whether they have the online process to do that, that is you and that country. KCC doesn't care about that. Freddie, you say, hi, brother EBM, wishing you quick recovery, waiting for the next month to check my results. Hopefully things will go well this time. All the best. Helan, thank you for the help. Please, some information about Afghanistan embassy. So far, I'm not so sure what is the current status of Afghan. I have to check on the specific from the Department of State. I can look on the embassies and see how they are doing. Samuel Kirongo, hi EBM, do the diversity visa lottery select entrants who have specific confirmation numbers? Please enlighten me. Once you win, you get the case number. The confirmation number is a random number you have, which is for you to check the results. Once you win, you have the letter of the case number. The case number is going to determine when it will be the time to be interviewed and all those kind of things. 16,000 case number, Tabi, Napoleon, AF 16,000. When will it be interviewed? We do not know exactly. Remember, we are just projecting. If someone is about 15,000, assume your interview will be between almost mid of June going to September. Is there any chance for someone who got denied a visa to be selected again for another year? Yes. When they're doing the selection of the V lottery, everybody is brand new person. They do not know whether you're a terrorist. They do not know whether you have ever applied for the visa. All this information is not up to them. So selection process doesn't know anything. They just put there your number, you have won. That's all. Whether you'll be given the visa, it depends on the reason why you were denied the visa. If you were denied the visa because you were a terrorist, yes, you will not be given the visa. But you denied the visa because you didn't have sufficient fund, that's not a problem. Thank you so much, Abuka from Somalia. Daku is say, please, what is service and how payment is done with the service in the V lottery? The V lottery is not a particularly called as a service, but it's just like a simple way you call US United States Citizenship Immigration Service fee, USCIS fee, which is 220, I think. That you pay that money after getting the visa. So you can pay after getting the visa before you travel or after arriving here. That is the money you pay in order to get the actual green card, to get the actual card. The green card is just like this one, but this is a little bit white, but it's supposed to be green. So it's just like this one. For me, this is a passport card. So it's just like this one is a green card. So you pay for that. Hi, EBM, Komba Senesia. You say, hi, EBM, how are you doing? You and your family, especially your wife. I hope she's doing better. God is in control. Komba from Sierra Leone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Elizabeth. God bless you, Mr. EBM. You are always truthful. Thank you so much. The best way to do things is just to be in a position to give people what they're supposed to know and not about the feelings sometimes. Sometimes people, they think that I'm harsh. No, I'm trying to explain the truth or the reality on what will that be. I'm in Ghana. Please, EBM, when exactly will the embassies in Ghana resume the routine service? That is a difficult question. I checked on their Facebook. They posted they are still not resuming. So I don't know. There is the question about the work experience from Yusuf Abdi. The question says, I have 3 years of work experience of a shopkeeper. That is allowed in my work experience if I choose DS260 to other and give a brief explanation. Answer my question, please. Okay, it's a very confusing question. Let me give explanation more about the work experience. Work experience, they are looking the following things. Number one, what experience or what training did you get to do what you are doing. That's number one. What training did you get? Did you go to a school to become a shopkeeper and the simple accounting of that particular store? And if you didn't go to the training, how long was that training? Or if you didn't go to a school for that particular training, they look about the in-service job training. How long was the job training? Then they come to look on the description, the magnitude of your job. So don't tell me you're a shopkeeper of a store which for an entire day you are selling $50 and you say that is a work experience to be able to be given the visa on the DV lottery. So the point is not about the title of the job, whether you're a shopkeeper or you are a cook. You can be a cook or a chef cooking for 20 people, or you can be a chef for 5-star hotel. That's a different story. So I cannot say here that your work experience is compatible with the labor requirements. But to be in a safe side, I usually tell people, no matter what you are doing as income-wise, do something on the side, even once or twice per week. Volunteer. Do something for volunteering. That means you are working as a shopkeeper, but at the same time, the director or CEO of the NGO is saying, Mr. EBM usually comes here twice per week to volunteer, helping the kids with the cleaning, helping the kids of not doing bad things. You have a degree or you don't have a degree, but you are continuing to mentor children or youth people to stop bad behavior. Even if it's once per week. Once you have other letters, you are a positive member of the community and you have the letter. Those things are helping. When we say work experience, can it be paid work experience? Can it be unpaid work experience? For me, this YouTube, what I'm doing is also unpaid work experience. I'm doing this one. I'm writing books. I can document things I can show. But for you, apart from selling what you are doing as a shopkeeper, what other things are you doing? Even in your church, do you teach even in Sunday school? Do you teach a madrasa class? What other things do you volunteer and do something for free? So all those things you have to add. If you don't go to add them, you go just with your experience of a shopkeeper and your shop is selling maybe $100, $200 per day. That doesn't take you anywhere. Even if you are a shopkeeper, you are selling you are working as cashier at the supermarket. Again, it comes. What experience do you have? Remember, if you win the V lottery, don't lose that opportunity just because you don't want to do other things. Start volunteering. You know you want to come to America. Prepare yourself for more good work experience beyond of what you are doing to get the income only. That's what I can be able to explain to you. I remember even was yesterday when I was live, someone said, oh, there is someone told me that, another YouTuber told me that McDonald's certificate doesn't apply. I told it doesn't matter whether it's McDonald's, because it's an American company. What do you do at McDonald's? Are you a CEO of McDonald's? Are you a manager? Or you are a supervisor? Or your job is just to clean on the floor? You can work at McDonald's, your job is to open and close the door. That work experience doesn't take you anywhere. So the point is not about the title of the job, is the training you got, responsibility you have, and the magnitude or the size or the complexity of the operation you are doing. That's what you talk about the work experience. You can have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but what you do is not as a work experience. How many people you know on Instagram, they have more than 1 million subscribers, their followers more than 1 million, but they post stupid things. So their Instagram is nothing, doesn't add value to anybody. Or there are some people with 1 million followers on YouTube, but their YouTube is just jokes. That's all. What value does it put to other people? So the point is not about you are a YouTuber. What do you do? The point is not about you are a shopkeeper. What do you do on that particular job and outside of that particular job? Work experience can be paid and unpaid. So if you have any doubt about if you have any doubt, you have a question about your work experience you have, know that there is something might be a problem on your work experience. So you need to add something. Start volunteering. Do something else to add something just in case as a backup. Okay, EBM Subane, how are you if I get a green card and I'm a Kenyan citizen and my wife is RVG? I don't know what is RVG. What does that stand for? If I get a green card, what can I do, please? I want to add. I see you, and thanks so much, and God bless you. Can you tell me what is RVG? Is it a country, or what is RVG? If you win a DV lottery, your wife, you can add your wife no matter where your wife originally from, can come with you. So, but I don't know what is RGV. Maybe you can explain to me. It might be something I do not know. It might be something I can explain better. Rebecca Muhofa, you say, what will happen to those like from Uganda who are supposed to do from Kenya? Yeah, if you win the green card, for Ugandans are doing interview in Kenya. So you have the interview date, and the date when it comes, you go to do the interview in Kenya. You have to incur all those costs. Please, it is wickedness on part of some ambassadors of not ordering embassies to resume visa services. They are not resuming because of certain requirements or the status of the pandemic in your country, or the government has ordered them not to do. If the government put the certain requirements or certain kind of restrictions, they have nothing to do to follow the local laws. I have a question. Take, for instance, you get selected. Do you pay the 220 green card fee before you go to the interviews, or you pay after the interview and the visa grant? You pay that after getting the visa. So once you are told to get, you have won the DV lottery, you have done the interview, they will give you a paper on how to pay. So that is, you pay after being granted the visa. And you have the option of paying that one even after arriving in America. So you pay that one after the visa. So they don't tell you before. Call Shoshi. Hello, I live in Albania and my EU 31,000, but I'm not in Schengen ban. Does this increase my chance, or which is your opinion? And I didn't receive yet the second notification. Should I send the documents scan to KCC? Number one, being out of Schengen or being in Schengen doesn't give you a quicker process. The ban of the Schengen people is to travel to United States. But that the restriction doesn't say don't give the visas. What will give you the advantage is if you get the visa, you can travel quicker from your country direct to US. Someone from Schengen, if wants to travel, has to go to a country like in Albania or any other country which is out of Schengen to travel to the US. But it doesn't give you any added advantage that you can do quicker than the other person. No. The only thing will give you quicker is your case number. That's all. Then it's up to you. You can send the documents now, but even if you send, it doesn't speed up anything, because you have to wait until the time comes to be asked you to send the documents. Juma Ngule. Hello, Mr. EBM. Thank you for your educated videos. Applied for the DV lottery in 2019 for DV 2020, but I never checked the results. Can't advise me since I lost my confirmation number. If you applied in 2019, the results came out in 2020. You applied what you applied was not the V 2020. You applied the V 2021. Because if you applied in 2019, you applied the results came out come out in 2020 for the V 2021. Because the V 2020 are people who applied in 2018. So don't get confused about the DV here. So if you lost the confirmation number, go to check the results, and on the checking of the results, select forgot confirmation number. You can be able to check, you can put your email, your name, and your date of birth, and they'll be able to send you the confirmation number on your email. Sir EBM, first, I love you. My question is there any chance for the V 2022 for Ethiopia? What is the suggestion, sir? Each person has the same equal chance, whether you are from Ethiopia, whether you're from Tanzania, whether you're from Kenya, because you have one application. So it's 1 out of maybe 7 million people. Each person have the same equal chance. So I cannot say because you're from Ethiopia, you have better chance than someone from Uganda. David, you are saying your contents are good, EBM. Thank you so much. For any person who wasn't subscribed, I don't know what you are waiting for. Okay. Duncan, hi boss. Thank you so much for updating. Be blessed. Watching from Doha, Qatar. Still waiting for the month of May, and I believe God is going to answer our prayers. Amen to that, and all the best for your results on Saturday, May 8th. I've traveled through Qatar like 2 or 3 times. So I passed Doha and I met so many people from Africa. Even one time I was in one of the restaurants and some people speaking Swahili, and we just started talking Swahili. They are Kenyans. So it was very interesting to meet some people at the Doha airport. Mutaru Abdul Baisu. How are you doing, EBM? Always praying for you and your family. Thank you so much. Do we have high chances because of the backlog of the V2021 the V2021 lottery? It is very tough to, for me, I see if the biggest chance is if the possibility of changing the requirement of allowing people to do the interview online. That will be a very good one. If we do that, we can be in a position to reduce the backlog. Faith Sylvia, hello, Mr. EBM. I submitted my DS26 in July 2020, but I've not received an email asking for documents. It depends on your case number. Yeah. I really want to chat with you on WhatsApp, brother Trust. At the moment, I don't give my WhatsApp number, but you can get in touch through the Telegram group. Albert Nzogang, yes, I'm a winner. Thank you, Jesus. I'm glad. Uganda is not a criminal country. All the countries are very good. I've been in Uganda many, many times. We call it the Pearl of Africa. Yeah, so. What do you say for the people who are waiting for the results? Thank you, Bash. Number one, be positive that you are going to win the DV lottery. Secondly, if you don't win, don't get so much upset. Get ready for the next results or for the next application. That's what I can simply say. Thank you, Lizzie from Zambia. Thank you so much for the good news. God bless you and your family. Thank you, Abraham Jamal Kamara. Could you explain for dual citizenship in the U.S. Army? Mustafa, I don't understand your question. If you want to join the military, you are allowed to have dual citizenship. They don't discourage that. But there are certain positions you'll never be able, certain jobs you'll not be able to do because they require certain kind of secrecy and clearance, and certain clearance you cannot get if you are dual citizen. That's what I can simply say. I think they're released between 10th. I don't remember exactly the date. I have to check. I won the DV lottery 2020. I believe, okay. I believe you applied in 2020. I don't know, like, and have not filled in my DSC 260 form. Am I late to fill it, or let me forget about it? My case number is in 25,000. Please go and fill right now. I don't know what you are waiting for. If you have won the DV lottery, what are you waiting for? Don't stop. Go and fill right now. Today, fill the form. Because if you stop, you have completely quit. Vedaste, you are saying, thank you for helping. I'm in Rwanda. I applied for DV, but that time I didn't have passport, but I get it after 2 months of application. What can I do if I win the DV lottery? You can continue the process, but likely you'll not be able to get the visa, because if you didn't have the passport, how did you apply? Because the reason to apply without a passport, you have to have exemption that you are coming from a communist country. Rwanda is not a communist country. Either you are stateless, you are not stateless. Or you have a waiver letter from the Secretary of State. You don't have that. So I don't know if they'll be able to give you the visa. Ibrahim Jamal say, well, as for me, my name is Ibrahim Jamal Kamara, and I'm from Sierra Leone, brother. Trust me, I need your help, please. Okay. Okay. EBM, can they give me the visa if my passport is 6 months to expire? Yes, you'll be able to be given the visa. They'll be able to give the visa. Chathura, I'm single DV 2021 winner, already filled the DS 260. Also, my case number is currently good. And next process, you are waiting for the visa, second notification visa interview date. What should I do, please? I don't understand to do what question. Langat Ezra, hello, Mr. EBM. Do you have any update about the embassy in Nairobi? Applicant became current December, March 22. So I think you can just, I've already talked about the status of Nairobi or other embassies. Chathura from Sri Lanka, from Dubai. Hi, Mr. EBM, I would like to do WhatsApp group number. Now we don't have the WhatsApp group. Let me find something. I want to, okay. I want to find send the Telegram group. Okay. I want to send the Telegram group so that you can be able to join. For those people who want to join the Telegram group, I'm going to put the Telegram group. You can go to the link I've posted there. You can join the Telegram group. It is there. Coffee, you say, hi, sir, please, when I applied for the V lottery, I stated I'm single, but now I'm married. Can I travel with my wife? Yes. If you win the DV lottery, you can add your wife as long as you got married after applying. Alan, you say, are there any free accommodation packages in the DV lottery winners? No, nobody gives you a free accommodation. Thank you so much. Hello, EBM, I'm from Nepal. I'm the V2021 winner. My case number is AS 11,000. No, 1,011. When will my second notification letter? Hopefully soon. Kesha, your number is not that high, so I believe very, very soon, within the next 2 weeks. Harrison S. Francis, hello, sir. I'm the V2021 winner. I submitted my DS-26 in November, but I have not received the instruction from KCC to submit the documents. My question will be, what is your case number? Please, Mr. EBM, can I please have my what? If you want to contact me, I send the group for Telegram group. Can you clarify internship and work experience? Any work, whether it's paid, whether it's unpaid, is a work experience. You work as internship, you work as intern, you work at the Amazon company, or you work at this restaurant, or you work for this organization. Just like a paid experience, you worked from company A, you put the name of the company, the title, this is the title is intern, job description, name of the supervisor, the phone number. Is the same like any paid work experience. You worked in something, you got experience. It doesn't matter. The question is not how much money you make. The question is, what experience of work did you have? Uh, 44,000 AAS case number. That is a small case number. You'll be able to get very, very soon the second notification. As a woman, Shalom, we say, as a woman, can I join in Navy Army officers in the US? First of all, Navy is another branch, Army is another branch. But I know many people, when we say Army, we think that is a military. Within the military, there is Army, is a ground troop, Navy, water, Air Force, air. Then Marines are also part of the Navy. Kind of that. You cannot join as officer if you are not a US citizen. In order to join as officer, you must have two things. Number one, as a US citizen. Number two, a bachelor degree minimum. So if you win as a green card lottery winner, you are a green card holder. You cannot join as officer because you are not a citizen. You might have a degree, but you are not an officer. So you cannot join as officer unless others you wait until you become officer. You become citizen first. How to find out which country is the travel ban? No country is on the travel ban. Simple like that. So don't need to worry. There is no country on the travel ban. Biden on the first day removed the 13 countries were on the travel ban. Bubuka Sharif. I'm in the University of Computer Science, year 2 or 3 years. If I win the DV lottery, midway my university studies, what is the best course of action for my studies if I move to the US? Do I have to restart? Few things you can be able to do. First of all, if you win the DV lottery right now, you don't come to US right now. You win for DV 2022. DV 2022 interviews start in October 2021 until end of September. So that means you will be graduating before end of 2021, before end of September. So depending on the case number, maybe let's say your interview is May or is April next year. That means once you finish the interview, you have 6 months to come to America. So you can have your visa and finish your studies, then you can come later before the visa expires in 6 months. So that's number one, first option. Second option will be you can get the visa, come to US, stay for 1 month, get your actual green card, then you travel back to your country and finish your studies. But my advice will not be, the other option, you can come here and transfer the course and continue your studies here, but you have to pay, which will be more expensive than in your country. So those are the 3 options you can be able to do. But that is a very good question, which people would need to know what will be their options if you still at the university. Anushanga, what if a Sri Lankan applied for the DV 2022 in Sri Lanka and travel to the UK for studies? There is no problem. You can process your visas at the UK embassy. It doesn't matter where you are. Any country that you have US embassy. So when you fill the DS-26, you put the location where you'll be doing the interview. Walid, you say, what is the chance to win the DV lottery 2022, I'm living in Qatar. All people have the same or equal chances of winning. If there are 7 million people applied, each person has the same equal chance because one person, one application. Please, Mr. EBM Scholar, can I please have your number? I lived in Germany, but I needed some advice from you. I don't give the, I put the link for the, Sylvester, I put the link for the, what is that? Telegram group. You can be able to check me there. I have a big case number, 59,000. Am I going to be interviewed? Yes and no. Yes, there is a possibility. No, because at the moment, the time is going so fast and the interviews are so slow. We do not know if they'll be able to interview many people by September. Is I-134 debit support required for Asian countries? No, it's not required. Where do I make my service payment? The US Embassy will give you the link to pay that. Is the USCIS fee paid at the embassy? No. It is paid in the US direct into the USCIS website. You don't pay at the embassy. Embassy doesn't take that money. You pay online. So the $300 and some dollars is different from the actual payment of the visa. The visa fee is $330. You do the interview. You pass the interview. Then you pay around $220 for the actual card to get the card. That's what you can pay before you come to America or after arriving in America to get the actual card. EBM, please, I'm staying in your country illegally, and if I win the V lottery, can I choose the same country as my place for the interview, or should I go back to my home country? It's up to you. You can choose the same country or out another country. The police clearance to be in that country out of the status is not a big crime than, let's say, if you get caught with it, maybe severe crime in that country. So that is the choice is yours. Please, EBM, my wife is holding high school certificate and I'm not high school certificate holder. Can I apply for her? I'm Justice from Ghana. To apply, as long as she has a passport and she's high school, she can apply. Yes. And if she wins, you can come together with her. I don't have the WhatsApp group. I have the link for Telegram group. Nowadays, I don't do WhatsApp, I do Telegram, and that is the link for the Telegram. Hello, EBM, Isaac Kizito. Hello, EBM. Why is that people who win the V lottery from Uganda go to Kenya for interviews? Why can't interview take place in Uganda? Unfortunately, I do not know the reason. All immigrant visas from Uganda are conducted in Kenya. Even if you get married to a US citizen, you have to do the interview in Kenya. So I don't know why it's done in Kenya. Does the interview choose the winners according to who has higher education or longer training? No. It's a random selection. Whether you are primary school or PhD, they don't care. It doesn't matter. I've already answered this question, Umaru, about if you are a university student, what should you do? EBM, just to know, once you win the DV lottery, are you supposed to do the police clearance or must wait for the notification from KCC to do it? You can wait. You don't need to hurry and get it right away. Unless others who have lived in many countries, you can start getting them sooner. Alhaji Sheku Ture, please, Mr. EBM, can you send the link for to join the WhatsApp? I've sent the link for the Telegram group. I don't do WhatsApp. Example, if someone has a bachelor degree, another person has a PhD, another, who will choose, are they going to choose the person with PhD? In the application selection for the DV lottery, it doesn't matter. They don't look about education when they choose people. It is a random selection. All people have the same chance, whether you are primary school, whether you are PhD. I applied twice the diversity visa in 2020 because the first entry person who helped me made a mistake on my last name, can my application be both rejected or not? Will be rejected because you applied more than once. Even if there is a mistake, leave it to that mistake. I've already answered this question, Jude. Okay. Please, do you know exactly the month of the selection made? I do not know, but I know the result. I know the results will be out in that May. The word waiver means exception. You have been given a permission. You have exempted. You are allowed to apply without. That is the word exemption. So on the passport, on the application, exemption means if you apply, you are allowed to apply without a passport if you are not a citizen of any country in this world. You are stateless. Or you are coming from a communist-controlled country. Or you have a letter from the Secretary of State of the United States of America saying that they are allowing you to apply for the DV lottery without the passport. Those are the three exemptions. Those are the three reasons to apply without a passport. Is a driving license of one home country recognized in America? No. It's not. I ask you, my wife is, can you tell me what is RVG? Is refugee or what is RVG? I don't understand the meaning of RVG. It's a terminology I don't understand. I ask you, my wife is RVG in Kenya. I'm Kenyan citizen. Forget the green card. What can I don't understand what is RVG. That's my question was that. I remember I saw your question, Subane, but I don't understand your question. Please, EBM, do you know exactly the month? Oh, no, I've already answered that one. Thank you, EBM. If I win the V 2022 and I process, then in the US, I decide to join the military. Is the transfer of course allowed in the military? Military, why should they transfer the course? You are not studying. That is a job. As long as you are in high school, you don't transfer the course. You prove that you have high school in your country, then you are allowed to join. There is no transfer of course to join in the military, no. Hello, EBM. I'm Paul from Rwanda. We are appreciating your hard working. I would like to know if the confirmation number acts as password and email when you fill the DS-260, adding missing information. Some sort, yes. Is required when you are filling the DS-260. Sir, if God help me, can I join the Navy? I got 35 years by March. Please let me know. If you are 35 years, you cannot join the Navy. You can join the Air Force. Air Force up to 37. Sir, please, I play my lottery in Cameroon. Can I follow up in the UAE? Yes, you can do that. It doesn't matter where you are. If you win, you can choose the interview. Hi, if I go from vocational training for plumbing and pipe fitting, because and get the grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3, there I go for from a company of the Kenya. I work like 20 minimum work wherever and I don't have. Okay. That question is not full. Kulaef, we say, please, EBM, do you know exactly the month? I've already answered that one. When a visa interview, do they follow the case number respectively? If your case number is skipped, what happens? Unless otherwise, let's say you have avoided the V lottery, your case number, let's say, is Africa number 10, and you didn't fill the DS-260 up to today. So they have already got the number. If you fill now, they will process, then you can be interviewed the following month. So there is no problem. The reason they can skip you is if you haven't filled the number, you haven't filled the DS-260, you haven't processed. But if you process everything, How do you join the Telegram group? There is a link. That is the link to join the Telegram. I'm Ghanaian, and I'm here in Dubai. I applied for my police clearance certificate, but on the country requesting for the documentation column on the form, they made it Ghanaian. So I want to know it's okay. Because the ministry, I called the Ministry of Interior, and they said that's not important. What's important is that I'm not a criminal or I don't have any criminal record. The point is, if they put your name and the citizen, then the country you are, if you're from Ghana or if you're from whatever country, they put your name and you are not a criminal, that is good. Hello, EBM. What if I apply for the DV lottery without including my spouse? If I win, should I include her? If you include her, they deny you your visa. Simple like that. Instruction number 15 of the DV lottery. I won the DV lottery and I have not filled I've already answered your question. I said, fill the DSC 260. You won, fill the DSC 260. I've already answered that question. So let me end up here. It is already 1 afternoon. I have to go to help the child before to go to sleep. Okay, you are asking what you hear about the DSC 260. DS is the Department of State. Form number 260 is a visa form you fill if you win the DV lottery. That is the visa form. If you come as a student, you fill the DS 160, which is non-immigrant visa form. So sorry for using this abbreviation. Thank you. If you decide to join the military and you need to continue studying in the military, that means if you quit your home country while studying bachelor and you didn't finish. So if you're in the military, you want to study, you don't, while you are in the uniform, on your spare time, yes, you can study. They allow that. As long as your studies doesn't interfere, the military life, they have no problem with that. You are allowed, but they don't give you a break to go to study, no. You study on your own, either you study online, or if you are studying whatever you want, is up to you. It's your personal life. But don't say, I have to go to school, I cannot come to work today. No. The military life is priority number 1. Okay, so let me end up here at my live session. Thank you so much. For anybody who hasn't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so right now. For those who speak Swahili, please go to that EBM Swahili channel, which is youtube.com/EBM Swahili. You'll be able to see my YouTube channel and you can be able to get more information. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, each and everyone, for your time. May God bless you and have a wonderful evening and afternoon, wherever you are. Goodbye, goodbye.